In India, a bomb hidden in a briefcase ripped through a crowd of people waiting to enter a New Delhi courthouse. 11 were killed and 76 wounded. A terrorist group linked to al-Qaeda claimed responsibility. Pakistan's state-owned airline says it received 2 bomb threats today. Both planes landed safely. But a pair of suicide bombers attacked a top army officer in the city of Quetta. They did not kill him, but his wife and at least 22 others died. The attack comes just days after the arrest of 3 al-Qaeda suspects in that city. The Pentagon is raising the security level at its military bases across the country because of the upcoming anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. A spokesman says the order is not due to any specific or credible information about any threat or planned attack, but it reflects the worry about homegrown terrorism. National correspondent Catherine Harridge has more on that. Good evening, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Brett. According to a new survey by the Homeland Security Policy Institute at George Washington University, there has been a spike in the number of homegrown cases. From September 2001 until May of 2009, 21 homegrown terrorism cases were identified. And since then, another 31 cases. That amounts to more than 1 case every month in the last 2 years.
Yes, it's a threat. Yes, we worry about somebody grabbing a gun and going down someplace and doing something awful. But they'll never just do that. In all the cases you have seen, there are indicators leading up to that particular event. They were radicalized in order to get there.
After 9/11, the U.S. intelligence community believed there needed to be person-to-person contact, kind of the mentoring thing, for an individual to cross the threshold of violence. Now it may be possible to do it virtually. And the poster boy for the digital jihadist is the American-born cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, who is believed to be hiding in Yemen. The first American on the CIA's killer capture list uses the web, blogging, and social networking to spread his ideology of hate. The report interviewed intelligence chiefs with police departments in 56 major cities who said intelligence analysis also fell short. They cited a lack of specific information, lack of sharing, and in some cases old data or just too much data.
So it's not just how do we respond after 10 years to the terrorism problem, it's how do we respond to the problem of the al-Qaeda revolution when we're not even dealing with al-Qaeda members anymore.
The spike in homegrown cases, according to intelligence officials, comes down to 2 factors. In 2006, al-Qaeda made a decision to go after American recruits with clean backgrounds, and also after 2006, the internet became the driver of radical Islam. Brett.
Catherine, thank you.
You're welcome.
So a decade after the attacks, are we any safer? Correspondent Shannon Bream takes a look.
The terrorists only have to be right once. We have to be right all the time, and that's difficult thing to do.
For 10 years, there's been no terror attack approaching what hit the United States on 9/11. But over the last decade, the security measures put into place mean the way average Americans live their lives has changed. Nowhere is that more pronounced than at our nation's airports.
Make sure you keep your boarding passes in your hand.
Taking off your shoes, tossing any liquids more than 3 ounces, body scanners, thorough pat-downs, explosives testing, and in-depth questioning can all be a part of the process.
I think the vast majority of people recognize that all those things that we do are for their own safety and protection.
But there are some skeptics, like Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz, who says he worries we're engaged more in, quote, security theater than actually being safer.
We've had literally tens of thousands of security breaches. We have to have better results because the threat is very real.
A brand new Fox poll shows that most Americans, 54%, do believe we are safer today than we were before the 9/11 attacks. 33% actually think we're less safe. 11% think our safety is the same. Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano admits threats are constantly evolving and the terrorists are focused on more than just large-scale attacks.
So what we see instead now are smaller plots involving fewer people, so they are much more difficult to intercept.
Top federal officials, including Napolitano, insist the one tool which has most consistently helped them break up potentially deadly terror plots is the American public, saying something to law enforcement when something just didn't seem right. At Reagan National Airport, Shannon Bream, Fox News.